Did Joe Biden just start a nuclear war? Come on in and let's talk about it. Hey y'all, welcome back. This is November the 19th, I believe. And I'm just now getting my labs done. It was scheduled for November the 11th. And I think I mentioned that in another video. But I didn't realize that was Veterans Day and we were out of town, so I missed that appointment. But I just got out of the doctor's office and I had that done. So progress is still being made. I am no longer doing the carnivore diet. I'm going to have to do something like keto, low carb, something like that. I'm not sure if it was the carnivore diet that did this, but a few nights ago, probably around 9 o'clock, I was ready to go to bed. Now, usually I'm up until around 11, just because I'm an insomniac. And 9 o'clock, I was ready to go to bed, and I couldn't, understand why I was so tired. It was really out of character for me. And so we went ahead and went to bed, and y'all, I woke up, and I thought I was dying. I was having palpitations like crazy. I was running a fever. I was extremely nauseous. If I moved, it felt like the room was spinning. I don't know what was going on, and I was in and out of sleep. Like, I would wake up and be like, oh my God, please go back to sleep. Please go back to sleep, because the feeling was so awful. And every time I woke up, my heart was pounding. I had an irregular heartbeat, and I almost woke up my husband to take me to the ER. But at the same time, I was thinking, there's no way I'll make it out to the car. He'll have to call an ambulance. There's going to be a bill for that. So, and by the time I went through that thought process, I was asleep again. The next day when I woke up, I had a pounding headache. It went away after a couple of hours of being up and awake. And I was sluggish all day long. So I don't know if it was something I ate, but I think I'm going to do something different. I'm still going to eat a lot of protein, and I think I'm just going to go with low carb. So let me know if you're doing the carnivore, or if you have done the carnivore diet, if something like that has happened to you. Leave me a comment down below. Also, I wanted to mention, I haven't talked about the election at all, and I don't want this to be a political channel, but there's a lot going on, so I want to encourage you guys to please be paying attention. I'm gonna try to repost some videos. Let me back up. I was doing something the other day. I was trying to connect. I have 3 YouTube channels, and I was trying to connect all of them to vidIQ. And somehow or another, this channel got deleted, and I'm not sure what I did, but it was gone off of YouTube after I was messing around with it all. So anyway, I had 2 videos up. One was regarding the DOD directive for the military about shooting American citizens in the event of civil unrest, or if something were to happen after the election. But it changed the terminology from the way it was in 2016 to now it actually says lethal force in it. And so I commentated a video from another channel that I watch on a regular basis, because this guy does not bring something to YouTube without receipts. And so I'm going to try to redo that video, see if I can find it again and bring it to you guys. But that is something that y'all need to look at, and it is a public record, so you can most likely look it up yourself and read it for what it says. and I know that Trump was elected, but there are things in place that make me think it's just too quiet. It's too quiet out here, and there are too many other things in place that make me think, something's not on the up and up. Also, what happened with the UN meeting that happened in September, it was the Summit for the Future, something like that. Summit of the Future, Summit for the Future, something. That is also something that you can look up. They passed a 66-page draft of, I don't know what you would call it, but I saw a news conference about, let's see, this was on a Thursday, and the UN meeting was on like the September 26th, September 23rd or 24th. So just before that happened, I saw a news conference where they were talking about how this draft could be adopted if no one questions it. So they will adopt it without it even being read. And so you guys know that there can't be a one world order without the United States. I read through that document, like I said, it's 66 pages. But you have to read through it, and you have to understand what it is that you're reading. Understand what it is that it's saying when you read it. One of the things that stood out to me was about the agriculture. So as you know, China has bought up a lot of land here. Bill Gates has bought up a lot of farmland. And in that document for the UN, they want to take all of agriculture and divide it equally among all the nations. So what does that say? To me, that tells me that they're going to take control of the food, that's the plan. There's other scary stuff in there too, and it makes me think that the only thing that they're waiting on at this moment, because as of right now, that thing was adopted. It's called a treaty. That's what it is. It was a treaty, but they're not calling it a treaty because it would have to be voted on. They called it a pact. And it was adopted without anyone reading it, without anyone asking any questions. So in that pact, there are other things that are really scary. And the only thing that they're waiting on, I think, to really put it out there that we are now under the UN is some kind of a global pandemic or something like, the pandemic that we had before. And there's a lot of viruses that are being talked about right now. All you got to do is watch the news and you can hear, there's a couple of them that they're talking about out there right now. So something like that, they could go ahead and start this thing. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, China is heading up the UN. So we wouldn't be the United States anymore. As a matter of fact, I think at this moment, I don't think that we are. I think we are under the UN. And like I said, they're just waiting for something to happen to put everything in effect. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's the way I read it. It was passed. It was adopted. So now we are part of the UN. Whether we want to be or not, we are under their control. It's the UN and the WHO. We are under both of those right now. So look it up, read it, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, if I'm, absolutely losing my mind or if I'm correct the way that I'm hearing it. But I will look up those videos and I will try to get those reposted for you. I believe I have them saved on my laptop. But anyway, guys, if you do not know this person, check out the Squirrel Tribe on YouTube. I absolutely love her. She is high energy. I love listening to her in the morning because she kind of helps me get going. I'm a 55-year-old woman, and she's just so full of energy. And she covers a lot of the current event topics that are going on right now as well. But I just love her. Check her out. She's cute as a bug. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get going back to the house because I have got to get to work. And if I think of anything else to talk about, I will be back on to add to this video. But if not, you guys have a great day. I love y'all. See you later. Hey, y'all. It's Casey. I just thought about something else that I wanted to bring to your attention. I'm home now from going to get my labs done. But one thing that I wanted to make you guys aware of is that Biden told Ukraine to just go ahead and use some long-range missiles. Now, why is that important? Well, a couple of things. They are looking at, the scuttlebutt is that they're looking for a reason to put Kamala in as president and kick Joe to the curb, before January. And he said, yeah, go ahead and use those long-range missiles. Now, what Putin has said is that if that is done, that he is going to use his nuclear weapons. Now, whether he would just use those on, with Ukraine, or Ukraine and the U.S., he has said that because we furnish those missiles, that he would also use the nuclear weapons against us. So we are like right there on the verge right now, y'all, of being in World War III, if we're not already. And I've been sitting here listening to Fox News since I got home, and they're not really saying a whole lot. And that kind of makes me worried, because when they don't talk about something, that's the thing that you need to pay special attention to. The things that they are pushing and talking and repeating over and over and over on the news, I think those are detractors to keep you from paying attention to other things. And that's what I've always said. Pardon me, y'all, while I figure out a better, there we go. And that's what I've always said. They repeat all of this nonsense over and over on the news all day long as detractors. That's why a lot of people didn't know about the UN meeting and what happened with that. That's why a lot of people didn't know about the DOD initiative, or the DOD document that went out regarding the military and giving them permission to use deadly force on United States citizens on our own soil. So a lot of people still don't know about that. So guys, really, really pay attention to what is going on. I listen to, on YouTube, I listen to Langley Outdoors. I think the guy's name is Braden, and he does not bring us anything without bringing receipts. So if he can't verify it, he doesn't bring it. So he would be a really good source for you guys to check out. Subscribe to his channel. He comes out with videos every day, sometimes multiple times a day, with information. And he brings the receipts and tells you how you can find it. And a lot of what he brings is public information. So it's very easy to look up and verify for yourself as well. But this is kind of, making the hair stand up on the back of my neck about these long-range missiles that Ukraine is using right now. And what is the scuttlebutt again is, because Biden said that, they're going to deem him, which he should have been a long time ago, mentally incapable of staying in office, so they can put Kamala in. And I think this could potentially start a war involving the U.S., which would then, Kamala would be in as president, and she would stop the inauguration due to conflict. So there's a lot that they don't want you to think about. So just be cognizant of that. And when they start repeating all this nonsense on the news all day long, check out some of these people on YouTube. Some of these people are research savvy, and they know where to find stuff. And I try to only pay attention to people who can prove something correct or prove it wrong. I don't like to listen to people who just come on here and give, you know, their personal opinion. Well, I heard this and this is how I feel about it. I bring you what I hear from Langley Outdoors. Primarily, that's the only one. There are some other good ones out there. Benny Johnson is a good one. But I like the fact that Langley Outdoors, when he brings stuff to his channel, he brings the receipts with it, and that's really what we need. And that way you can look for yourself and read it for yourself, and there's no confusion as to what the facts are. There's no personal opinions involved. It's just right there in black and white, and that's what I like about that channel. So check it out. Be aware of what's going on. Fox News has talked about it a couple of times this morning, but they're not spending a whole lot of time on it. I do know that missiles were fired last night into Russia, and I think they said that there were 6 missiles that were launched, and they were targeting an area where they housed a lot of weapons. So Russia is saying they shot down 5 of those. Who knows? You know, Russia and Ukraine say a lot. It's kind of hard to discern what the truth is there unless you were actually there. So pay attention to that. See what happens today, guys. I'll try to follow it and bring you some more info. Talk to you guys later. Bye.